If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to be working for the rest of your life. That's a statement that Warren Buffett made. And I've always listened to that statement. Learning how to get into the investor economy is critical. Whether you're young and just starting your career, you are in your 30s, 40s, or you're retired. Really being in the investor economy, being good at it, growing and learning and becoming a better investor are keys to really having financial freedom, to be able to make money while you sleep. I'd like to go through and just kind of share some advice that has been passed on to me. I'd like to pass it on to you with regards to how to participate in the investor economy and how to stay invested over a long period of time. At any point, this is never financial advice, and any stocks that I talk about, I'm not recommending you buy or hold or sell any of those stocks. I'm just sharing my experience, and I hope you find it interesting. I also wanted to introduce my sponsor, which is Moomoo. It's a brokerage, and they are attracting new account holders by offering an 8.1% yield on cash for 3 months. And then after that, it goes down to 5.1. They also will give you 15 free stocks if you sign up with a $1,000 balance. So first, let me tell you a little bit about myself, so that way you know where I'm coming from and how to take maybe some of these examples I'm going to provide. I'm 55 years old, and since I was roughly 25 years old, I've been investing in stocks, in real estate, in bonds, just saving up. The people that I looked up to suggested that I always save more than 10% of my money, 10% being the minimum. And that was really good advice. I've worked for those last 30 years and have accumulated a very good amount with regards to my stocks, bonds, crypto, and real estate. So the first thing that I would want to touch on is that early on in investing, it was a little bit hard to measure and see a lot of progress. When you start with a low balance and you're just accumulating and saving, you might see incremental increases, but they don't really mean a whole lot. If you start with $1,000, you made 10%, it's $100. That may not mean a lot. But over time, if you continue to do that, saving your money 10% or more, it really begins to grow. It becomes significant. Over time, that compounding and really increases in the value of stocks, the value of real estate, end up becoming really big, to the point where I'm happy to report that I make more money from my investments than I do working. And I have a good job. I have a good career and I enjoy it, but I make more money while I sleep than I do working. And the keys to getting to that position are not that difficult. First is make your earning potential higher over time. No matter what job you have, continue to get better at it and really manage your career so you can make more money, whether you go up through the management ranks or you take roles that pay more. I certainly tried to do that, and I evolved from first starting as an accountant and then becoming a consultant and then ending up in sales. I felt that sales gave me the best earning potential. I think I was correct in that. I've had a good career in all three facets, but I would say that the sales career has been the most economically rewarding. So earning as much money as you can is one of the keys to accumulating a big savings, and that big savings will make money while you sleep. The next area that's really important is to learn to be a good investor. And there's a lot of knowledge on YouTube available. There's really good books of successful investors to give you, I think, a good framework or good ideas on how to be an investor and how to be successful at it. You could gravitate to investors that you identify with that make sense to you. That's natural. That's what I did. So learning is probably the most important investment you're going to make in your life. If you become a great investor, you could quadruple, if not have higher rates of return than if you don't know what you're doing. A lot of investors will stay in certain investments that are okay investments. Maybe they underperform the rest of the market by a significant amount. But really good investors will outperform the market and they'll get into investments that are really, really good. For example, real estate. Real estate is a leveraged investment. When you buy a property, let's say that property is $500,000, you don't have to come up with $500,000. You can take a loan out and come up with maybe 20%, maybe 25% of that $500,000. Now, following that example, maybe you invested $100,000 on a $500,000 property. If that property goes up 10% in value, you made $50,000 of appreciation on a $100,000 investment. That's 50% rate of return per year. It's very lucrative. So if you learn how to invest in real estate, you can really accelerate your net worth. And that's what I mean about really investing time, energy, and passion into learning and becoming a great investor. And you can pick the investment classes that you find intuitive, that you are comfortable investing in. Don't ever invest in something you do not understand. The minimum is you have to be able to understand it. You don't have to be an expert, but you have to be able to understand it and continue to learn more. For example, healthcare. I don't claim to be a doctor or a scientist that's brilliant enough to uncover a new drug. I did work at a pharmaceutical device company and have that experience to lean on. But I know enough about pharmaceutical companies to know how they make money, how they produce cash flow. What are the signals or the metrics that a good pharmaceutical company would have versus a bad one? And really know what metrics and what capabilities a business has to have to be good within that industry. And that takes learning, getting familiar with the industry, experience, and really just investing in these pharmaceutical companies and following them, reading their earnings releases, reading their annual reports, watching their YouTube videos, understanding how they play in the overall economy, and therefore more capable of making a good investment within healthcare. So we went over the first area. You got to earn the money to put it away so that money can work at night for you. Second is learn to be a great investor. That way, while your money is working for you at night, it works more efficiently. It makes more money. And the last area that I'll talk about is discipline. In order to get to that financial freedom that I think everybody desires, you need to have discipline, which is maybe saving 10% of your money is hard. People want to have fun. People want to buy all the necessities and many luxuries that they would like to have. I get that. But it really does take a discipline and an appreciation of having savings, an investment account, having investments that actually perform really well. I'll give you an example. I like cars probably as much as the average person. I'm not crazy about them. I think it's pretty neat to have nice cars. And for a while, I had a collection of muscle cars, and it was fun to work on them and so forth. And I gave that up. And the reason for it is that it was kind of neat to have a 1973 Camaro with a really big engine that sounded, like a dragon driving down the street. It was pretty fun. Or having Corvettes. That was fun. But what's even funner is to watch my meta stock perform, especially over the last year and a half. That's more satisfying to me now. I have a greater appreciation of making a great investment than owning a car, a nice car. Not taking away anything from cool cars. I'm a fan. I just find that, I made a couple real estate deals that really worked out. On one of them, I invested upwards of $75,000. And over the course of 9.5 years, I basically multiplied that number times 9. And it's a 9-bagger investment. And it was a big windfall on that one deal. So that is now replacing my passion. It's replacing my area of really interest and being able to find the next great investment that is going to beat all the investments that I've had before. So discipline and longevity and being able to really grow an appreciation and a taste for investing is really important so that you can become a great investor and really enjoy it. In the end, having financial freedom is really, I set out to do that when I was a young man. I've accomplished that. And I bet that you're watching this video because you have similar goals. It's very achievable. It's not that complicated. Earn as much money as you can. Learn as much as you can to become a great investor. Then have discipline and longevity and appreciate how your net worth continues to grow year over year, decade over decade. And once you have a bigger portfolio, you'll have the ability to make bigger investments, wiser investments. And in the end, you'll be able to make a lot of money while you sleep. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I really appreciate you watching.